Hello, and welcome to this tutorial on creating a script for a dagger in Roblox. In this video, we'll go over the process of writing a script that can handle user input to trigger an attack, animation, or function. We'll begin by discussing how to insert a local script into your Roblox project, and then move on to writing the attack function. First, let's talk about how to insert a local script. To do this, simply drag and drop the local script file onto your Roblox Studio project. Once you've done this, you should see the local script appear in your project. And you can access it by clicking on the local scripts icon in the toolbox. Now that we've inserted our local script, let's move on to writing the attack function. The first thing you'll need to do is define the function that will handle the user input. In this case, our function will be responsible for determining whether the user is trying to attack, and then triggering the appropriate animation or function based on their input. To start writing the attack function, we'll first need to set up some variables. You'll want to have a variable that tracks the current animation state of the dagger, as well as a variable that tracks whether or not the user has released the attack key. We'll also need to set up a function that will be called whenever the user attempts to release the attack key, allowing us to check for input and perform any necessary actions. Next, we'll need to write the code that checks for user input. You'll want to have a loop that runs continuously, waiting for the user to attempt to release the attack key. We'll also need to have a function that checks for input using the in-game input system, allowing us to determine whether the user has released the attack key. If the user has released the key, we'll set a variable to true, indicating that they want to attack, and then run the appropriate animation. Finally, we'll need to write the code that triggers the attack animation. Depending on your specific requirements, this may involve running a script that changes the animation state of the dagger, or it may involve running a function that performs an action related to the attack animation. Once the attack animation has completed, we'll set the variable back to false, allowing the user to try again. And that's it. With these steps, you should now have a simple script that can handle user input to trigger an attack animation or function for your Roblox dagger. Remember to practice with the script and don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions. Happy coding!